guys, this is Miss Briscoe here with today's math lesson. So for today we're going to be talking about rates, and our learning goal is how can you find rates and unit rates. So we're going to be learning about unit rates and rates. So if we were to look at this first part of your practice today, it's unlocking the problem, and it says you know how to write ratios, which is compares two quantities like red buttons to blue buttons, or cats to dogs, or boys to girls. Well, a rate is a ratio that compares two quantities that have different units of measure. So that's like comparing minutes to hours or feet to inches. So kind of like when we did our conversions, you're comparing two different quantities, but they have different units of measure. And a unit rate is a rate that has one unit as its second term. So we're going to go through and talk about what a rate is and how do you find a unit rate. So let's look at our first problem. It says Raphael is shopping at a used book and music store. A sign advertises 4 CDs for $12. What is the unit rate for the cost of one CD? So you have to think yourself, if I have $12 and I'm going to put that into 4 CDs, how much does each CD cost? So I need to take 12 and I need to divide it by 4. That was what my rate is going to be. So they have set that up. They have $12 and you're dividing it by 4 CDs. So my rate is going to be 12 to 4. So that is my rate. It's 12 to 4. So for $12 for 4 CDs. Now I need to find the unit rate. And remember, the unit rate is just what it would cost for one unit. So I need to take 12/4 and I need to get it to where my unit on the bottom is 1. That way I know exactly how much it's going to cost. So I have 12/4. I need to get 4 to 1. So what could I divide 4 by to get to 1? Well, I would divide 4 by 4 because 4 divided by 4 equals 1. And remember, with fractions, what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So that means my unit rate would be 3 over 1. So that means that one CD is $3. So what you want to do is you first find your rate and then you can find your unit rate. Now what we're going to do is we're going to practice this a couple more, so it's okay if you didn't quite get it the first time. You can always rewatch the video, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to practice this a little bit more so that we can get the hang of it. So let's look at this other one. It says find the unit of rate for speed, which is 120 miles in 2 hours. So I'm trying to find the unit rate. So how many miles would be for 1 hour? So if I do 120 miles for 2 hours, that means that I need to find out how many miles I would go in 1 hour. So I'm going to take my rate and I'm going to divide it so that I get 1 on the bottom because that will be my unit rate. So I know that I can divide 2 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 1. And 120 divided by 2 is 60. So my unit rate is 60 over 1. So that means that I'm going to go 60 miles in 1 hour. So I'm going to go 60 miles per hour. So that is how I find the rate and I find the unit rate. So let's go ahead and let's try that with another problem. I'm going to do the odds problem because you guys are doing evens. So if I have 200 words in 4 minutes, I need to find the unit rate. Well, my rate is 200 over 4 because I'm going 200 words and I'm doing it in 4 minutes. So to find that unit rate, remember, I need to get 1 on the bottom. So what can I divide 4 by to get 1? Well, 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So I'm going to draw my thing. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 200 divided by 4 is going to be 50. So that means that I would do 50 words in 1 minute, and that would be my unit rate. So if they're asking you to write the rate, all you're doing is you're writing your rate, so 90 words in 2 minutes. And then when they ask you to find the unit rate, that's where you're going to have to find your rate first. Okay, so let me do find your rate first, which would be the 300 miles for 15 gallons. And then you would have to divide and get 1 on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 15. And that's going to equal 1 on the bottom, so I can find my unit rate. And then I need to do 300 divided by 15. And so the way I can do that is I can say 15 goes into 32 times. I can use my mental math and then add my 0. So 20 to 1 would be my unit rate. All right, guys, have fun with today's practice. Let me know if you have any questions.